Rishi Sunak has been told he could tempt Reform UK supporters to vote Tory at the election if he offers a referendum on cutting net migration to tens of thousands. And this is legal migration.
Yeah.
So this is based on a survey of 42% of Reform voters saying, look, if the Tories were to hold a referendum on this is on immigration, then they would consider voting Tory. The problem with referendums is the good thing about referendums is it tells you what the people think.
The problem with referendum is it's a gerund from the Latin and doesn't take a plural.
Yeah, referendum. What is it?
Referendum.
Yeah. So there is none.
Like
exactly. But I mean, we would get the answer to a question that we're all quite interested in understanding. However, how would they implement it? Because you've only got to look at Brexit. We did get an answer from Brexit. There was a majority of people who said that we should leave the European Union. But then, of course, there was then 5 or 6 years, well, it's still going, of absolute nonsense. So let's just say that overwhelmingly 60-70% of people said they want to cut migration down to the tens of thousands. Yeah. Who's going to deliver that? Because you're going to get the Labour Party, and they're going to go, no, we're not doing that.
Well, it would probably involve what would feel an awful lot like deportations, to be honest, you know, because you would be, you would certainly have to withdraw privileges and opportunities from people who have banked on having them, you know, and maybe halfway through some kind of process towards arriving here. That would be the first thing that would, I think, ruffle some feathers.
But, I mean, firstly, why do we need a referendum? Just do it. Yeah. And how can you trust them to do it? When Cameron was saying these exact words in 2010, get it down to the tens of thousands, he said it's 200,000 a year, and that's too much. Now it's over 3 times that. Theresa May, 2017, tens of thousands. They never do it. You can't trust them. 42% of Reform supporters must be a bit foolish to believe they'll actually do it.
No.
But it is.
I suppose if it was a referendum, you have got something you absolutely nail them down on, and then perhaps.
Yeah, but if they could do it after a referendum, why can't they do it now? I mean, they can't do it, or since 2010.
They either can't do it, or they are secretly just thinking the economy cannot, you know, because of the shrinking, the changing the demographics, the ageing population, people not having kids. I mean, we all know these facts, you know, but nobody is honest enough. Nobody has ever said, listen, that's why it's been allowed to happen. Despite
but it doesn't solve that. That's the other problem.
I don't think it does solve it. I agree with you.
If they should be worried about reform, because I just looked at a little chart today that was showing where the Tory voters are going to, the 2019 voters. They're going mainly to reform or no one.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to. So they do have to worry about this.
Reform or to the Orkneys.